Welcome back, true believers and all you spectacular Spidey fans, to another very exciting episode of Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales 101. And man, does it feel good to say that again. So it has been a hot minute since we received an update of any kind for any of Insomniac's Spider-Man games. Whether or not that relates to Spider-Man PS4, Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered exclusively for the PlayStation 5, or the main topic that we're discussing for today's video is none other than Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales. And not only is there a lot more than meets the eye for this fresh update for the game, but I've personally been able to conduct something very exciting relating to Miles Morales as a whole. And in case you missed it, I was able to fully conduct a complete interview with the wonderful actress of Jacqueline Pignol, who you may know as Real Morales from both Spider-Man PS4 and of course Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales. And in that interview, we had a spectacular time of fully breaking down her involvement within the role of Rio within both games and much more. So if you're someone like me who's a major fan of Insomniac's Spider-Man games and you want to learn more about them, I highly recommend to check out the interview I had with Jacqueline, which I will leave as a link in the description below. But as for the news itself for Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, to put it simply, this is utterly fantastic. And with a straight up shadow drop out of nowhere, Insomniac posted earlier today on Twitter stating, rolling out today, our new Miles Morales PS4 and Miles Morales PS5 update adds the advanced tech suit and includes various fixes. Additionally, on PS5 only, the update adds realistic muscle deformation on select suits. And as for exactly which other suits Insomniac are referring to in terms of the muscle deformation, we did have that exact question asked by fellow Twitter user Lucas, where Insomniac did reply by stating the classic suit, great responsibility suit, winter suit, up-down pride suit, and advanced tech suits all have the added addition only on the PlayStation 5 of the enhanced textures of muscle deformation. Now, for those of you who may be wondering exactly what muscle deformation is, we do have an elaboration about that coming directly from Josh DiCarlo, who in fact is the lead character technical director at Insomniac Games. And as he goes on to describe, with the addition of pictures providing examples of the difference between muscle deformation turned on and off with Miles Morales on PlayStation 5, we've fully simulated the entire character from the inside out, using techniques previously only available in film. Every deformation that you see on the surface of the costume is the result of muscle and cloth simulation. And while it's much easier to identify the suit's muscle deformation comparisons in motion, I sadly don't have a PlayStation 5 to showcase the footage on. However, as I stated previously, Josh was kind enough to showcase the differences with visual comparisons of the suit's textures turned on and off exclusively on the PlayStation 5 platform. And even though that added detail is not found at all within the PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 4 Pro version of Miles Morales, the suit is still included within the game with a free update, and in my opinion, it still looks absolutely gorgeous. And a fun fact about this suit, which some of you may not be aware of, is that the first time we actually saw it, it was showcased to us in the form of a Funko Pop. And while there were some of us, myself included, that did think this was simply concept art of another costume in the game with that of the programmable matter suit, it turns out this was a completely different costume entirely. But for whatever reason, Insomniac did not include this costume in Miles Morales at launch. But not to worry, true believers, because not only did Insomniac add the suit within the game at no additional cost with this free update, but they also tried to polish a few minor glitches that the game also had, as well as the enhanced graphic capabilities of the muscle deformation on specific suits, which is going to make the experience all the more immersive on next gen. Another reason why that detail is so important is because Insomniac Games themselves are most likely going to incorporate that feature down the line with the future of the Spider-Man franchise, with the yet announced but more than likely official sequel of Marvel's Spider-Man 2, where in my opinion, I do believe that game is exclusively only going to be on the PlayStation 5. So if that means the game is going to look even better down the line, I can only imagine what other types of details and added capabilities Insomniac have in store graphically, visually and aesthetically for the official Spider-Man sequel. But as for Miles Morales' advanced tech suit itself, this officially makes it the 20th costume to be added within the game. And while that might not be as many as the total 45 suits that can be found within Spider-Man PS4 and Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered, for a character like Miles Morales who hasn't been around as long as Peter, the amount of suits that we are able to wear within his own standalone game is nothing short of a pure spectacle. And for the details of the advanced tech suit itself, this costume places an emphasis on hard surface armor plates for a sleeker design for Miles to wear, but it still keeps recognizable touchstones from Miles' iconic black and red look, which then pulls inspiration from the comics like the red chevron design and general color blocking. Now, if you guys are aware of me and my own personal tastes, you'll know that I'm not the biggest guy when it does come to alternate suits, and instead I'll usually just wear the default costume that the game provides. Still, when it does come to a completely free update and seeing how this is essentially a more modernized look of the classic black and red costume that Miles is already wearing within the game, I would be flat out lying if I said that I was not going to take this suit for a joyride. But above all else with this recent update, it just goes to show how much Insomniac truly cares about the character of Spider-Man in general as well as the community at large. They could have easily made this costume as well as the plethora of other suits that they included in Spider-Man PS4 purchasable DLC cosmetics, but instead they follow the route of good faith and overall trust that they have garnered with the community and fans across the globe. And as a major fan of these games myself, I for one, as well as all the other Spidey Squad members, couldn't be happier. Now, as for whether or not we may receive even more updates for Miles Morales in the future is still up in the air right now. But no matter what happens, I know for a fact I'll just be immensely happy to see what the future has in store. And like I always love to say, in Insomniac we trust. But with all that said, everyone, that's the video that I have for you today, and please let me know all your thoughts in the comments section down below. What do you think about the latest advanced tech suit that Insomniac included within Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales? And if you are someone who does own a PlayStation 5, do you see any major differences between the muscle deformation graphic detail compared to that of the standard visuals? And even though I personally think the game still looks and runs extremely well on my PlayStation 4 Pro, seeing all these added features that are included within the PlayStation 5 just makes me want to get the console even more. But until next time, everyone, thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like on the video if you did enjoy, and subscribe to the channel for more amazing content like this. Please enjoy the remainder of the gameplay that I did record for Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales on my PlayStation 4 Pro, and until next time, everybody, stay spectacular, Spidey fans, and peace out.
Man, just thought of some quips I could have used. Next time.
Now's not the time to get staked, right, Billy?
That chase looks crazy. Someone could get hit.
This is your last warning. Pull over. Oh, God. I can't do this. You son of an addict. What's prison wrong? Please, pull over.
Whoa! That's new.
It's that new Spider-Man. He's here.
Can't let it. Is this car secretly made of gold or something?
You're done, kid. Taking you down. Got a shot. You ain't getting Kid fighting dirty. You're dead.
Learn to drive and not steal cars. Yeah, that'll show them. Someone reported an out-of-control helicopter. Definitely a job for Spider-Man. Something is... Hack's coming from 3 transmitters.
What do you need me to do?
Don't let him mess with the signal!
I'm not letting you crash the helicopter in Manhattan! Alright, now for the transmitter. Two more. Hey man, talk to me. Are you okay?
Not falling from the sky, but I don't have full control yet.
You'll have it soon. Underground down, transmitter next. There, helicopter's free.